Here we are today. It is February 1st, a gloomy, rainy Thursday afternoon. We had some beautiful weather this week in the mid 80s. Now it's about 56 out and raining, so I'm indoors filming today. And I have a list of articles here I want to share with you. If you hear some snoring, you know it's Nugget. But I'm going to get right into this video. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe. If you like this channel, make sure you support it by at least giving this video a like. I'd appreciate it if you would share these videos so we continue to wake up people, and make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification down below so you are alerted when the newest videos drop. But I thought this was very interesting today as we watch the markets absolutely surge. Dow Jones up about 370, NASDAQ up about 200 points, all based on more hope that the Fed is going to cut rates. And the Fed came out yesterday, and for some reason, the market just does not believe the Fed. Maybe they know more than what I know. Maybe they know more than what you know. Maybe these markets are just hoping and believing that the Fed is going to cut 6 or 7 times. I don't see it happening, but it seems to me that the Fed is completely ignoring what the Fed is saying. And again, maybe the markets know more, and quite possibly they do. And maybe the Fed will cut rates 6 or 7 times. I hope so, because if they don't, these markets are going to be very, very unhappy with the remainder of this year. But while all this is happening, while the euphoria continues to take place, Vegas casinos rake in record gambling revenue. And you know, reading this article, it really baffles me that people are this stupid. You know, I was out in Vegas many, many years ago. A friend of mine moved there for a few years before he moved back to Orange County. And he said, you know, these casinos, these multi-billion-dollar casinos were not built by winners. They were built by losers. And I'm looking at this article, reading this article, and I'm just thinking that people are continuing to still spend money on the dumbest things. It says here that the Strip generated a record $905.4 million in December of 2023, and casinos in Clark County combined for more than $1.269 billion. Comment down below. Are you gambling in Vegas? Would you gamble in Vegas? I think that gambling is even more dumb than buying a house in this market right now. But this is the mentality of the masses, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a really good example here that people are continuing to gamble. And you can believe for a fact that a lot of these people are using credit cards to do this. A lot of people pulled equity out of their homes. They're living off this. They're using it to gamble. They're using it to invest in the stock market, which is gambling. But it amazes me. It shocks me that people are this gullible, that people are still taking huge risk in this type of environment. Would you do this? Please comment down below. What do you think about gambling right now in Vegas? Is this a smart move? There are people out there that have a lot of money that can spend millions and not even blink. I understand that. But if you've been to Vegas, the last time I was in Vegas was probably roughly about a year ago. Just take a look at the people that are in Vegas. And not to judge anybody, but this is a pure observation. A lot of people walking around these resorts and these casinos don't look like they have $10. A lot of them don't even have teeth. A lot of them have just, you know, used every credit card they could to go to Vegas and have a fun weekend or a nice vacation, gamble, eat. Last time we were there, I remember we were eating at a steakhouse, and there were a few women next to us, and it was, I think, 3 or 4 women. Their bill, because they had to break the bill down separately for each person. They asked the waiter if they could each have a separate check. The bill was over $900 for these 3 women. And you're looking at them and you're going, you know, what do they do for a living? I'm looking at people at the bar, you know, drinking $30 drinks, and I'm just wondering, what do these people do for a living? You know, running up, you know, $1,000 dinners, drinking, you know, $30 martinis. And I'm just wondering, what do these people do? How are they paying for this? And of course, each one of them pulled out a credit card. So as we watch the euphoria today, bad news is good news. More people are getting laid off. Good news for the markets. Zoom is cutting back 150 jobs. They're getting rid of 2% of the workforce. Last February, they cut around 1,300 of their employees. That was 15% of the workforce. So good news for the market that more people are losing their jobs. That's what these markets want, because this to the markets means at some point when the economy gets bad enough, the job market gets bad enough that the Fed will be forced to cut rates. And that's what the market wants. The market wants to see a whole lot of pain. Okta to lay off 7% of staff, about 400 employees. The identity management company will be laying off around 400 people. CEO Todd McKinnon said the reality is the costs are still too high. So, look, it's great that people are making money. I said the other day, it's great that UPS drivers are making $150,000 a year, but there's a cost. Somebody's going to have to go in order to pay for all this. And these companies are cutting costs. And of course, the economy, the real economy, is slowing down, and they're going to have to get rid of people. January hiring, this on CNBC, was the lowest for the month on record as layoffs surge. ADP reported private payrolls increased by just 117,000 for the month. Jobless claims today came in at 224,000. That is up 9,000 from the previous week. And at some point, we're going to see jobless claims explode 300 plus thousand a week. It's coming. It's going to happen. Prepare for layoffs, ladies and gentlemen. As I've said a million times on this show, make sure you have a cash reserve put away. Get your bills paid down. Get things manageable. If you or a spouse loses a job, how long can you float? How long can you survive? And the odds of somebody in your family losing a job are magnifying by the day. Help available for those who need to pay back rent owed during the health crisis. This was a very interesting article. 1 million California renters are behind on their rent payments. 60% are behind at least 2 payments. And so now we have people who have not even paid rent for going on 4 years that now are going to have to pay back rent. They're not going to be able to do it. So we're going to see evictions here in the state of California go through the roof. And of course, the homeless numbers will go through the roof also, because these people, I don't know what they've been doing for 3 or 4 years, probably not much. But you would think that if you did not have to pay rent for 3 or 4 years, that you would be out with multiple side hustles, stacking some cash, getting ready for a very bad day here. You're going to be evicted, but at least you'd have some money put away. Most of these people, more than likely, have no money put away. They're going to be evicted. They're going to be homeless. And who do you blame for this? I blame the people who didn't want to pay their rent, who didn't want to work. But this is just another example of the masses, ladies and gentlemen. The masses that love to go out and gamble in Vegas, the masses who love to, go to Vegas on a credit card, the masses who believe everything is going to be okay. But what's going to happen when those credit cards no longer work, when they don't function, when that magic plastic doesn't give people a weekend in Vegas or a free meal? This stuff, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming to an end. We are coming to something really, really horrific here. Here's one from NPR. Housing is now unaffordable for a record half of all U.S. renters. Study finds half of U.S. renters are paying over 30% of their income to rent. And remember, that's before taxes. Most of these renters are actually paying more than 50% of their income towards rent. So the question is, after they pay taxes, after they pay their rent, what's left? I mean, they probably got a car payment, they got student loan debt, of course they have to eat, they've got utilities. How in the world are people doing this? Yet Vegas is roaring, markets are surging, and we're told every day that everything is great, everything is booming, and you look at yourself and you go, what's going on? My personal economy isn't exploding. I'm not getting a huge raise. I'm not getting a promotion. I'm hoping not to get laid off. I want to let every one of you know right now, you are not alone. This is just pure propaganda, what is being told on the boob tube daily. that everything is okay because the stock market is up. If everything was okay, how come we're seeing thousands of layoffs every day? And we're not even being told what small businesses, how many people are being laid off in small businesses. We're just being told by the larger companies who's being laid off. Think about how many people are losing their jobs that work for a small business. Many of you know people in your family, neighbors, friends, they're hurting. They are hurting. Many of you have already had people call you, come to your house asking you for money. This is going to get much, much worse. So what you know as the truth and reality is reality. You're not alone. Don't let this thing behind me, this television, fool you into anything other than what is really happening. People are hurting. You know it. I know it. You see it. I see it. And you have got to continue to prepare for really tough times. This is just the beginning. Billions in U.S. pension funds invested in China despite serious national security concerns. This is on Fox Business today. Since 2020, public pension funds have invested more than $68 billion in China. Comment down below. How do you feel about 56 of the largest 74 pension funds having put money in China during the span since 2020? How do you feel about that? And on top of that, we talked about this the other day. China owns nearly 400,000 acres of farmland in this country, and we have huge pensions sending money, investing in Chinese markets, and we hear and know now that China is in a downturn, that they're hurting, their markets are hurting, their economy is slowing down, and we have billions of dollars in pension money tied up over in China. So comment down below on that. Love to know your thoughts. Is this a national security risk? In my opinion, yes, it is. This should not be legal. This should not be allowed. Think about if you are in one of these pensions, you're being jeopardized. Your money is not even in the United States of America. It is over in China, invested in China. And a lot of things could go wrong. Think about if this whole situation with Taiwan flares up and we get into a dispute with China and your pension has billions of dollars invested over in China, what do you think could happen? I think this is a huge risk. And again, it's another reason why don't rely on a bank. Don't rely on the system. You're going to have to rely on you. This is why I say daily, weekly, make sure you have cash put away, make sure you have some gold and silver put away, because if your pension goes down, your bank goes down, the system goes down, what will you do? What can you do? You're going to have to protect yourself, you're going to have to feed yourself, and you're going to have to barter yourself, and you're going to have real money. That is gold and silver. Go to my link down below, SD Bullion. If you need a reputable place to get some gold or silver, I highly recommend SD Bullion. It's the only place I've been buying from for 6 years. I don't care if you buy it, you don't buy it. I don't care who you buy it from. I buy from SD Bullion. If you need a reputable place, go to my link down below and they will take care of you. Here's one from NBC. Several floors of downtown LA high-rise covered in graffiti. I watched this video yesterday. This is, I mean, it's so sad. The society that we're in right now, the society that we live in today is a complete cesspool. This beautiful luxury condo project in Los Angeles, which, by the way, was shut down in 2019. The company that was developing this is from China. And of course, they had run out of money. They owe $50 million to contractors. So this building has been sitting for 5 years, this billion-dollar building sitting for 5 years. And so it was a nice target for these vandals, who some of them actually came from out of state to come vandalize and tag this building. They tagged 27 floors of this high-rise, 27 floors. So each balcony of the 27 floors was vandalized with graffiti. LAPD did detain and arrest a handful of people that they caught. The construction site as I said, has been vacant for years, about 5 years, and it's owned by Oceanwide Holdings out of China. Again, they owe contractors. There's a mechanics lien on this property. They owe $50 million to contractors. And so, look, to me, again, it's shocking that this kind of money from China, it can come into America and build high rises, buy pork farms, by agricultural farms, by real estate. It's shocking and amazing. But what's even more amazing and what's really sad and disappointing is that there are people in this country that will go and tag a building like that and just destroy a beautiful piece of real estate in the heart of downtown Los Angeles. So I don't really like who owns it, but that's besides the fact. We as a society are destroying our own cities, tagging, vandalizing, robbing, assaulting. It is absolutely disturbing what is going on. And I think that people actually came from out of state to target this building is pretty shocking too. But this is the mentality today. This is the low life mentality today. I apologize about the snoring over here. Nugget is having another power nap, but she has nothing to worry about. She has a security detail. She has food. She has shelter. She doesn't have to work. Nothing to worry about. We have a lot to worry about because we can't sleep all day. We can't play all day. We've got to make sure our families are safe, protected. We have security. We're proficient in our skills. We're learning new skills. We're working hard. We're putting cash away. We're putting gold and silver away. We're putting food away. And we're awake and aware of our surroundings, situational awareness for sure, while so much is going on all around us, not even the globe, but just right here in America, so much is going on. And there's so many things that you've got to be looking out for spiritually, financially, physically, socially, politically. There's so much happening. Please wake up and be awake. Another article that I want to talk about, and I'm going to wrap it up with this one right here. Very disturbing. When I look at these beautiful buildings being vandalized, billion-dollar buildings just being brutally vandalized by low-life losers, this even gets worse. Many of you have already seen this. This is old news, but 5 arrested after group attacks officers trying to make an arrest in Times Square. So a very public place, people out with their families. And they're watching this melee take place where these 2 officers are trying to arrest somebody, and a crowd of people, probably at least 10 people, I even saw 1 or 2 women assault these police officers. These officers were kicked in the head, kicked in the face, wrestled, punched. I can't even believe what I'm watching here. And of course, these people that were detained, who've been arrested, were not even from this country, 4 out of the 5 have already been released. One of them has been arrested twice already with his stay here in the United States. Arrested twice for assaulting store workers and robbing stores. Okay, so I know one incident, he was at a Macy's, somebody tried to stop him. He punched the store clerk and stole some items, and I think it was the other crime was very similar, where he assaulted another store worker. So welcome to America. How nice to treat your new country. Assaulting police, assaulting store workers at Macy's, robbing, and then you get released and you're back out on the streets. Comment down below on your thoughts on this, but this to me is so alarming, what is happening in our cities with just the vandalism, the crime, the lawlessness, attacks on police. This is why nobody wants to be a police officer, because they won't even let police do their jobs. But watching this video is absolutely horrifying. Absolutely horrifying that nobody has respect for police. And remember, bad people have no respect for you. They have no respect for your family, have no respect for your kids, no respect for your house, no respect for your hard work. These people, okay, and I'm talking about just bad people, not just people who've come to this country, but bad people in general have no respect for anything, including you or the law. And they will do anything they want to harm you, to take everything you worked for, to hurt your kids. And I really, really hope that you're preparing every day, every which way. You cannot have any loose or weak links in your armor, ladies and gentlemen. You have got to be preparing, because when you look at how overwhelmed the police are right now, and I mean, these guys were literally really fighting for their lives at one point with all these people. You have no idea if somebody's going to try to grab your weapon, or if they have a weapon. Really, really intense. But I want everybody to really, really think about this today, and really, really be serious about this. When you watch a video like this, which is absolutely disturbing, think about what's going to happen when the lights go out, when the grids go down, when people get hungry, when people get angry because they don't have a job and they can't feed their families, no matter where they're from. But think about how overwhelmed the system is going to be, how overwhelmed the police will be. What are you going to do? Are you going to hope? Are you going to hope that nothing happens? Are you going to hope that this all goes away? Are you going to hope that everything's going to be okay? I would prepare, ladies and gentlemen, because every time I watch a video like this, and you're watching the same thing I am, it is telling you to get ready for something. And we have, Christopher Wray telling us every day now, red alert, there's people here, our water systems have been under attack and our grids have been under attack. So they're already getting you warmed up. They know something's coming. So get ready. I want everybody to start getting ready. Here we are, February 1st, 2024. Get ready. Do not wait for something to happen. Get ready now. God bless you all. Please like, share, subscribe. Have a good day. Be safe out there and be preparing. Oh, look who just showed up. Remember this little thing? Mimi. Say hi, Mimi.